Hello, my name is Sara Continenza. I'm the founder and executive director of FoodStrong, and I founded this organization in 2018. I had already launched a school garden and culinary arts initiative with a partnership with Cleveland Metropolitan School District, and it grew really quick and gained a lot of traction, so I founded FoodStrong to oversee that program. Founded that in 2018, and since then we've grown rapidly. We're going to be in 14 schools this year. We also offer a ton of other programs. We have a vacant lot restoration initiative that has been funded by the county, and we partner with Red Green Partnership and the County Land Bank on that one. And we just guide people through the process of restoring vacant lots in their communities through sustainable ag. Recently we were gifted a 3-acre farm over on Superior at East 67th, and we are doing a complete restoration of the site, and we'll be building out a farm. So this was the former Community Greenhouse Partners, and before that it was St. George's Catholic Church, a Lithuanian church. And so we're really excited about getting into that St. Clair Superior community and making sure that the community has resources and the site is beautified, because that community deserves that love. I'm really passionate about food and food sovereignty, because of the fact that I was in the Peace Corps in West Africa back in 2005 to 7 when I was just done with college, and I saw firsthand, hunger in its rawest form. And I came back for a little bit, then I moved to Japan and saw how a tiny island could have more resources and one of the highest qualities and longevity of life possible. How does that work? I was in Africa where they have every kind of natural resource, and then this tiny island with, very few resources, and yet one and not the other has a high quality of life. That boggled my mind. But what further boggled my mind was when I came back to Cleveland and I saw hunger in a different form, but still very pervasive and something that makes me angry. I mean, we have people here that are overfed yet undernourished, because they don't have access to nutritious foods in their communities. They can get food, but if that food isn't going to nourish them and simply give them a lot of chemicals and poisons, then they are not going to get what they need to lead a healthy, long life. And there's no surprise that some of the communities we serve, like in East Cleveland, where there is no grocery store, the life expectancy is over 3 decades lower. So food plays an absolute critical role. But because of how disconnected we've become from our food systems and where our food comes from, we are at risk. We're vulnerable as a society. If the food supply chain breaks, what are we going to do? In the last depression, people knew how to farm. They had victory gardens. They were able to supply food for the military, for their families, for their communities. What would we do now? If something happens and the supply chain breaks, where we turn? What do we do? We don't have a relationship with the earth anymore. So this food system not only is good for our health and our survival as a people, but also for our environment. Because if you're shipping stuff from all over the world, then that's a broken system, and also really not great for our environment to be, expending all those resources to do so, when you can grow food within a smaller radius and you can support local businesses in the process. I really enjoy giving back to the community because I happen to have been blessed with the opportunity to get a great education in the suburban school I went to back in my day, let's just say that. And I have since, being in the education sector for so long, I've realized that what I experienced is not necessarily the norm, and it was a blessing. It prepared me in a lot of ways, and I also happen to have access because of my education and knowledge and partnerships, to an incredible amount of resources that could potentially help our communities. And when I look at some of the conditions that our communities struggle with every day, and I realize that a lot of that is a direct result of systemic policies such as redlining, and I am of the mind that we're all brothers and sisters, and if something is happening to one group of people, it affects us all. And so if there's anything I can do or we can do to help improve the life of anyone else that is struggling in whatever way they're struggling, then I'm all about it. And I was put on the path to put the lens through food specifically, but anything that can help, empower and inspire others, we're all about it. It's really important for youth to get engaged with our communities because, first of all, it's the best education you can get. when you see firsthand some of the things that are being done in our communities, or some of the issues people struggle with every day, it gives you a call to action to be more involved. And if we're really going to move the needle on social change in our communities, we all have to be involved. It takes a village. So that education you get, and then also you realize that so many of these barriers and things that have divided us in our society between different groups, whether it's class, race, gender, identity, whatever that might be, we realize that those barriers and boundaries are pretty superficial, and that we are all part of the same family. And then it gives you that kind of experience and comfortability with a variety of different communities and cultures, so that you in your future will be able to, use that knowledge in your career and in your life. And it'll help you tremendously too, because when someone gives back, what they receive internally through the fulfillment they gain is priceless. And so it's a two-way street. You're helping others, but it's also helping you.